Morning, welcome to another day on the camper van. It's a nice cloud-free day, but it's bloody freezing. My hands are absolutely like ice. Right, job for today is to take the back panel out. It's only stuck in my masking tape. The worst job is going to be getting the residue off the masking tape. Going to take the back panel out and fit it properly. Now, what I've done is I made some aluminium pieces to go in and strengthen it all up. I'll show you this stuff in a sec. It's aluminium top hat, and it is 30 mil, well, it's 31.8 mil deep, which is perfect because the steel sections on here are 30 mil, which means if I cut a piece out, it'll slot over and be an exactly perfect fit on there. On the back here, it's not quite the right size, so what I've done is I've made some little tabs on the end, cut it, made some tabs on the end, and I'll bond it and pop rivet it in. It's basically there just to give the back panel a bit of strength and stop it all flopping about once it's glued. So this is going to open, so that won't have a strip on it, but I've done three. This one I've positioned here because there's a slight bend excuse me, a slight bend in this plastic panel, so this one's here, so when it's pushed back it'll flatten the bend out of the panel. So the job is take the back panel out, fix all these aluminium bits in properly, make sure they're spaced so the back panel will fit dead flush, and then I'm going to glue it in onto the aluminium strips round the side and bond the whole panel into the back of the truck. It may need a few screws or rivets temporarily just to hold it in place while the glue dries off. I've contemplated this back window. I've looked at the windows that I've got, which all came out of the caravan that I broke, and although I've got a good selection, I haven't got one that really suits the back of the truck. These two big ones are going to go in the sides at the back. The two little ones, one's going to go on the kitchen area. This is the bathroom one, which I may or may not fit, and this is the only one I've got left, which is a rather massive one that fits that way round. And to be honest, it's too big. I don't really think I want it in the back panel. It won't go central because of the hole that's already there. So, I think I'm just going to stick with the little one in the back panel. I could always find a more suitable one at a later date and change it, but I'm quite happy with that one. I don't mind the fact it's offset. Lots of caravans and motorhomes you see offset rear windows in, so I'm not really bothered about that. So first job is take it out, clean all the glue off, and go from there. Right, I've taken the bit of masking tape off that was the temporary hinge on the back panel, so this will now just lift off, and as you can see, it's not very heavy. Now I made this using the bottom panel. I used the bottom panel of the caravan back panel, and basically made an aluminium frame, bolted it in the corners, and then bonded the panel into it. You could probably take the screws out now and it would all stay together, but that works. So it'll have a trim panel over here in the end, so that will make it look neater. So that's what's going to be the opening panel. And now I've got to get this back panel out, which means peeling all the tape off, cleaning all the glue off, and lift the back panel out. Okay, so panel's out. One good tip is do not leave masking tape on anything if it's outside and damp, because it will stick like the proverbial. Looking at this now, so you can see where I've put the aluminium panels in. Try and get it so you can see it. I need to have enough of a gap here that when I bond the plastic panel to it, it will be flush with this lip here. So I've just got to make sure my spacing's right before I fix these in place. This one's still got a bit of the label on it from where it was delivered. But basically, go through all of them, check I've got the gap right here, so that the panel will fit flush. This one looks a little bit twisted. That one's a bit of a trim off it. So once I've done that, I'm going to rivet this in, and then I'll bond it in round the edges, and then I'll bond the panel to it. So that's where we're off to next. This aluminium section, if you want to buy it, it's called Top Hat. It comes in lengths from 2 to about 4 meters really. I bought 2.5 meter lengths that are just right. They're about £12 a length. By the time you add VAT and carriage, they come to about £16 a piece, but they're perfect for what you want to do. Got a nice wide edge on them. As I said, they're 31.8mm deep, and it's 1.6mm aluminium. So on the side of the van, against the steelwork that's already there, they'll actually fit really well. This bit's probably a bit long for what I want to show you, but basically it's exactly the same size. If you cut a piece off, cut a piece out to overlap this metal that's already there, this will fit perfectly flush with the side of it. So really good bits to use. There's another long length there. I'm going to bond it and rivet it. By bonding it, the bonding will stop the steel touching the aluminium, and it will stop any corrosion between the two of them. So that's the frame from the inside. So I've got a piece of cardboard that the aluminium came wrapped in, stop it getting damaged, which happens to be 4mm thick, the same as the back panel. So if I set this in here, I'm aiming for it to be a couple of mil inside this lip. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. There's a little lip there. This is just fitting inside that lip, which means once I've got a bit of glue on it, it'll be flush with the lip, which is what I want. So that makes a good tool to get your measurements with. On the uprights, I've gone for 12mm rivets because I've got a lot more room to get them in. And they're a lot more solid, and I've got thousands of them left over, so might as well use them. Much more solid. Right, that's the first section in. That's all riveted in everywhere, and that is solid as a rock, so that's going to provide a good founding for the back panel. At the moment, while I'm doing this, I'm watching Jeff Buys Cars do his coach built camper restoration, and all I can say is I'm glad I'm working in steel and aluminium, not timber. Now that's the support frame all in. That'll give the whole back panel a good bit of support, and the whole lot weighs about 3 kilo. So, and it's now nice and solid. That's not going anywhere. The one problem I have is, because this panel has a curve at the top of it, if I try and clamp it in here, it's pushing the middle out. Now, there's 2 ways I can think of doing it. One is to make a frame with a bit of alley that will go on. So I could glue it in like that and then glue the top bit afterwards once the glue's gone off, and then bend that top piece in and clamp it. Can have a bit of lunch and think about it. Cleaned all around the frame. One thing I've realised I've missed is the top catch for the doors. If I don't take this out, it's going to stop the panel from going in flush at the top here. So just need to whip this out. All cleaned up, and the catch removed at the top. So now I'm going to have a trial fit and see if it make sure it fits the hole perfectly. Well, it's not perfect. There's a bit of a bulge here, so I just need to straighten this off and then it should fit. Glue's on all the frame pieces. I've decided I'm not going to fill the edges at the moment. I'm not going to glue the edges. I'm going to get the centre all glued in, and then I will backfill the outside edges from the inside. It should work quite easily. Sorry about the finger in the shot there. Yeah, so I'm going to stick it on the frame that I built, and then from the inside I can backfill it all once I'm happy with where it is. Right, I'm happy with where it is. It's all in, it's flush, it's square. All I've got to do now is let it cure off and then clamp the top, fold the top back in. Once the ribs have dried off across, they'll hold it, and then from the inside I can backfill it all. So from in here, it's all glued to the ribs. So once it's dry, I'll put some glue in here, bend this back, glue it at the top, and then down here I'll backfill all the way down to attach it to the panel. So yeah, quite pleased with it. Let it dry off overnight and see how we go in the morning. I might just put a clamp on here. It's just coming off a little bit. I may just put a clamp on this just to hold it in. While I'm waiting for the glue to dry, which is going to take a day, have a start on this side. First thing I've got to do is get these plastic internal trims off the 3 pillars, that one, and the one at the front, which means I've got to take the door off, which I don't want to do. I might cut it because I really don't want to take. I might cut it across here because I really don't want to take the door off. They're a swine to set up, and once you move them, they never go back the same as they were. So I'm probably going to cut the panel because I only need to come down to here anyway. Once I've got the panels off, then I'm going to work out where the windows are going to go, and then I can start putting my framework in. The front trim is a bit of a swine to get off over this pillar. If you look, it's actually trapped behind the door frame here. Unbelievably, that trim's fitted and then the door frame's fitted over the top, so you have to cut it off all the way down the edge. But that's it, it's off and out the way. It'll glue back on and it'll be carpeted probably anyway, so you won't see it. These 2 bits of wood that you've got on these 2 are just literally fitted on with a blob of Sika or something. So that gets that off. And that's that one. Oh, another one in the middle. Gets that off. Same on this one. There's one in the middle somewhere. There's one there. one at the bottom. And there's one of those plastic clips there. That will go. And a blob of Seeker at the top. So what I'm going to do now is prep 2 of these up to go in along here. One here and one at the top. And then I'll use a short piece across the back. The window obviously is going to have to go in this large hole here because there's not enough room at the end. So I'll prep 2 of these up ready to fit, and then I'll work out where the window's going to go and where I'm going to fit them. And that's the horizontals made. They're not fixed in yet, they're just resting there, so they need levelling up and fixing in. I think I've got enough room in there for the window to go in. There'll be a big one in there and then a little one a bit further forward where the kitchen goes. But that's it for today. Just got to take the panels back over, and hopefully it'll be as nice tomorrow and carry on with it.